Hello, testes, testes. Did that fix? Did that fix? Anyone? Bueller? 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 All right. Well, I still don't understand. Awesome. Thank y'all. Sorry. This right when I went to start OBS, had to run an update, and it changed a setting on me. I had to set it back. Awesome. All right. What's up, Easam, Shannon, Cindy, and Gruet? Gruet Sandamani. I wonder, can I? What does that do? That didn't really do what I thought it was. What's up, Colton? That's not what I wanted to do either. There, that'll work. What's up, Colton? What's up, man? What's up, man? All right. I'm gonna quit fucking with all that. If it's good, if it's working, it's working. What did it just do? Hello? I didn't even tell it to do anything. Everything went whoop. Everybody still here? Why has everything got to be a fight, man? Why has everything got to be a fight? I got sparks and shots ready to go, bitches. So I'm just waiting on y'all. I'm very good, Shannon. I'm very good. Thank you, though. Thank you. I've been having so much glitchy shit with this lately because, last weekend it was a Windows update that offset everything and I couldn't get shit right. Wednesday night was my fault. And this time it was OBS wanted to update and, it's funny. It didn't change anything. But that one thing. It's like, why change anything? Why is that necessary? Come here, bitch. Go ahead and get this set up because they're going to be one of them in a minute. I got to followed by one of Laura's. All right, everybody let me know when y'all ready. Easam says he's ready. If Easam's ready, I'm ready. Because this has been ladies and gentlemen, please put your children to bed. This is not going to be that show. This has been some fucked up shit this week, for real. So, the wifey is not feeling okay tonight. That's why she's not joining us on a Saturday. She's not feeling great. So, I told her, Saturday nights tend to get a little more than, say, Wednesdays. So without my wife here with me on a Saturday, we fixing to fuck it up. Heard? Peace. It's my pipe. Oh, you motherfucker. Look at it. Of course it is. I'm not fucking with that shit. It's not like I don't have 45 more somewhere. Hold on. Allow me to reload one that's not clogged. See, it can't be that easy. Cannot be that easy. Oh, cool. What is that? I'm just fucking shit up. I ain't even trying. What's up? Now, sparking a shot. Oh, God, that motherfucker's open. Ow. Thue. 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 That motherfucker's too open. Ha ha. Ha ha. Sometimes my wife, in those instances, will tell me to not be so dramatic. I'm like, you suck some hot charred grass down your throat that hits the little hang down. We'll see how you know what I'm saying? Where's that fucking song? I can't remember who does it now. Son of bitch. I sweating. Because I'm waiting on someone who's disappointing me. Let's see. What is that fucking... I know it's in here somewhere. And I can't remember their name because I'm terrible with names. What? It's one thing that I have all these couple thousand songs in my playlist and there's shit that I can't find. That's one thing. Is when I'm looking through this playlist and I see shit that I know I never downloaded. And I'm like, how did I wind up with that? Did some little gremlin in the middle of the night remove the other song and then download this? Is that how the game works? Because, fuck that shit. I just saw.
I bet you won't.
You want to take like 7 more shots, like right now? All of them. All of the night shots right now. Y'all, where'd he go? What did I do with him? anyway, I'm not sure where I put them, and I forgot to put them out before we started this. I found a lot of, like, right now I'm looking at my Yoda and my owl and my Klaus and my wolf, and of course the bearded man, Zeus, and there was a couple of pieces that were missing from my setup, and they were still in the living room from the last time I set up in there. My Vader, my little Squid Games dude, and thought I brought them in here. I probably did, and set 900 things on top of them. The important one was Vader. Tonight's about the anger. We got some. Hell yeah! Which Smirnoff Ice, Shannon? I mean, there was a time I drank some of those. Jocelyn really likes them. I don't. I wound up having to get away from stuff with carbonation, but I still actually sometimes throw a Smirnoff Ice in some shit. Like the apple Smirnoff Ice is pretty good. The Cindy, I'm happy that you're here. Seriously. The way everybody's struggling with their week and stuff. The last 24 hours in particular for me has been, it's like, it's at that level where it's like, whether it's the cosmos or God or whatever it is up there that runs the show, whatever you want to consider it, I'm sitting there thinking, motherfucker, you know me. You know me. These last couple of years have been pretty fucking rough. Now, I smile, I come here and make other people smile. I do everything I can for my wife and my kids. I have moments like everyone else where I piss and moan and I have to vent. But this last 24 hours in particular, I'm like, now look, dear Lord, far be it from me to question your will. But you realize what you're about to unleash on the world, right? You know that better than I do. So, just say. And I have been looking forward, I mean, since Wednesday, I've been looking forward to be back here, and especially in the last 24 hours. I'm like, I've got to get to my peeps. I've got to get to these people. They help ground me. You know, they help me not be wrathful. And I was like, if I can just get to 10 Saturday, if I can just get there. Hold on. I'm finna fuck with somebody. Hey boys. What am I doing? I'm over here trying to burn the internet down. I came in to have a hit with y'all. I was just explaining to them, I, like everyone else, have had a testy week, and the last 24 hours has made me like question God. And I'm like, dude, you know what you're about to set off, right? I mean, you know me better than I know me. You know what's going to happen if this trek continues.
You tested my patience.
At the spark. When I was drink from the skull.
I'm gonna jump over there and play with you guys, but
You don't have to feel led to, brother. I came here to see you real quick. You ain't got to feel led to go nowhere.
Oh.
I will wrap my lips around this for you, though.
You're spoiling the German.
Wait, what fight?
Josh Emmett and Lerone Murphy.
Boxing?
MMA, UFC.
Oh, you know, I used to be, I've done some MMA, and I used to not like compete that way, but been a martial artist most of my life, and I got so sick devoted to watching MMA, all of it. I'd be watching Strike Force and fucking Pride and you know, all of it. And much like basketball, there hasn't been a fighter inspire me and make me want to watch any lately, and I've kind of fallen away from it. And I keep up with the stats, but right, I mean, you don't. People can take this how they want. For me, basketball died after Michael Jordan. I mean, there's been other great players, but not that brought that mystique to the game that made people. You know, Larry Bird was talking about this the other day. There's none of those players in great rivalries that define and make all these people, whether they're fans of that team or not, want to watch. And it's going on in MMA too. And I mean, you come through the Chuck Liddells and the Randy Couture's, Tito Ortiz, fucking I mean, people can say what they fucking want, like him or hate him. Conor was the last guy to fucking really captivate and make people want to show up and either see him win or see him get his ass beat. He's kind of the last one.
I really wish he would have kept his head about him and stayed
Me too.
in the fight. Yeah.
Me too. Because what a lot of people don't think, first off, they think he started all that shit with, what's his ass? Actually, he didn't. There's footage before the night that they mark as what started it. Conor was walking out to fight, it's when he fought, Alvarez. And dude jumped him in the back right before that. So he actually started it, but that's neither here nor there.
Sounds like the Diaz brothers.
Don't get me started on their ass. I have a very unpopular opinion about them too. What's up, Donald? Kobe, I can see that, Donald. I can see that. Kobe was a killer. I mean, but unfortunately for Kobe, he came along during a time when he was about the only one left. I mean,
Apples and oranges,
like when you think Larry Bird, you think Magic Johnson. When you think Michael Jordan, you know, you can think from the different people they faced during their time. From oh God, man, who do you want? Who you want? Patrick Ewing. They did the Lakers too. I mean, when you think Kobe, who do you think about as his rival that made Kobe raise his game? You know, like I said, yeah, there was a few players around Jordan's day that could do that. Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing, still even Dominique. There's a lot of people do that. And during Magic and Bird's day, I mean, all you got to do is say Magic and Bird and you ain't got to say shit else. But, I mean, Pippen was pretty good. But, right, yeah. But, I mean, who, during Kobe, and I'm not saying it was an easy era. There's great ball players. They're fucking the NBA. But, I mean, what other person in the NBA at that time, you know, like I said, right now when you think Kobe's name, who hits you besides him? The great rivalry.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Right. And there's a lot of guys that are underestimated, like a Clyde Drexler and a Tim Curry or a Steph Curry.
They don't get the bump.
If you want realism, you want the truth. You want facts about the game. For those that argue about whether or not LeBron's the greatest over Jordan, first off, LeBron, Larry Bird would have taken you to school, dude. Absolutely taken you to school. And you couldn't take hits like Bird took from Bill Laimbeer. So don't even come at me. Don't even come at me. I mean, that motherfucker falls down when nobody touches him. You know what he done with Laimbeer? The shot that pretty much slowed down Bird's career. I mean, there's famous pictures and video of that. I mean, yeah, LeBron would have never survived that. He'd be over there going in, man. Actually, he probably would have been a goddamn coma. Yeah. Now, that's not to say there weren't great players during Kobe's day. But, right, Donald, he just didn't have that defining rivalry. Don't get me started on charismatic players.
Oh, I'm going to get you started, Daniel. So started.
I would say, Donald, Kobe's physical skill set was better than Jordan's. People forget Jordan was a high flyer when he came into the NBA. He was not known for his shooting. not particularly known for his leadership skills. He wasn't known for a lot of things. He was known for being able to take off from about the free throw line and put a ball in the fucking net in your face. However, Jordan recognized this, and this is why a lot of people don't realize about Jordan. Kobe was more physically gifted. So is LeBron. So is a lot of guys. Jordan was physically gifted, but wanted to be able to still do what Bird did. Does me no good to charge a lane when I start running into centers in the NBA that can protect that. Then I got to be able to step back here and shoot. And a lot of them could not. And Jordan, after practices for the Bulls, would spend hours and hours and hours extra. And then when he got home, he'd go outside and spend hours and hours and hours more practicing. Woodshed. And once it finally clicked, it's almost like you saw it happen in real time. All of a sudden, that motherfucker, when the physical prowess and the work and the brain synced the two, that's when it started with Jordan couldn't miss. Like that, I think it's against the Knicks, and he's done jaw jack with Starks, trying to start shit with him, and he couldn't miss that night. And he goes to take a shot, and they commit a foul before he lets it go, and he laughs, and he turns around, he's walking off the court and just throws it behind him, and the motherfucker's nothing but net. It's where dedication met talent. And in that moment, no one on the planet could touch Michael. Now, Michael, like anyone else, physically started degrading at a certain time, but it was this and his devotion that kept him in that conversation. The Michael that won his 6th ring was not the same Michael that won his 1st. But those first 2 championship years for Michael, when that shit finally popped into focus, that's hard to argue with. However, those first about 5 years of Bird's hard to argue with too. And the thing is, Bird would tell you and then do it. I've watched countless interviews with him now, and they all say whether we loved him or hated him, that son bitch would come in there and tell us what he's fixing to do, and then he would go fucking do it. And I'm in the fucking Hall of Fame. I mean, I ain't no joke. And I couldn't stop him. Couldn't jump, couldn't run. But he could play basketball. He could get in your skull and play basketball. Now, with that said, even though all these guys would physically surpass Bird now, Bird would live in these motherfuckers' skulls, rent-free, for as long as he wanted to hang out. They'd go home to fuck their woman, and they wouldn't be able to get their dick up because all they can think about is Larry Bird. That's facts, brother. I mean, I know they'll say that's opinion, that's not facts, but
No, that's facts.
that is facts. People, I mean,
That's facts.
there's a difference between watching some highlights of old Bird and actually watch his career as it went by. Everybody in the game was going, who is this little fucking oblong, unathletic white dude that's killing us? Telling us he's going to kill us, then doing it. I mean, oh, man. I hate that. I'm an old school Duke fan. Coach K's not there anymore, is he? Did he finally retire? No, the main reason I'm a Duke fan is out here in the woods when they first finally started showing March Madness, whatever local affiliate out here, even though we're in Mississippi, chose Duke. And as such, I saw a lot of them, and I really admire Coach K and his approach to coaching and why he turned down job offers in the NBA. And I also had always had the highest. That was the best basketball game you were going to watch on TV every year, pro or college. Duke and North Carolina. Kentucky, Kansas was also a good one. But Duke, North Carolina, that's probably about the best basketball game you'd watch all year. Period.
Daniel,
Yes.
where's Jocelyn?
Not fit.
Where's Jocelyn?
Her allergies are going crazy. It's
Oh,
a little Mother Nature happening and some cramps, and I shouldn't say that, y'all.
well, send her our love.
She said she was going to come in and hang at least at some point. So, we'll see. Hey, Laura.
Your Judgment Day.
Ouch. 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 felt that down in the subclavicular region.
Cigarettes.
Jesus. Okay, I'm good on that for just a second.
Jesus takes the
Hey, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in a bit. I'm gonna jam some tunes, and this is my same apparatus, my apparati for tunage. Sorry, y'all. I'd actually meant to turn some music back on. God, that motherfucker just hurt me. Ooh, that like tore something. I think that was the first cough that got me. It like something right here went. Now, what was I gonna play? Anything? Doesn't help this. I know it's not, but I'm hot as hell. Yes, I am, baby. No, I'm not. The one thing I liked about college sports, Donald, and now while nobody else, it's uncool to watch pros. Look, man, a lot of people misunderstood how some of that stuff started and went down and ended. And the point of it is this: whether I agree with any of it that went on, or whether I do not, it's irrelevant. I'm not going to let their bullshit ruin my favorite game to watch. And I don't care what anybody else has to say about it. I can tune all that other shit out just watching play football. You know what I mean? But I got into college because the money wasn't involved. Them kids were still playing for pride. And, of course, they're wanting to be seen and try to make it to the pros. What you're about to see now, some players will never make it pro. They'll make enough money, they won't have to. For you, Shannon, I play anything. I think I might recover from that eventually. Then again, is that the one? It's an interesting little survey. I hit that wrong. Yeah. Whew. It was that first cough, man. And it wasn't that it was that bad a cough. I don't know, it's just something about the way I was bent over. I kind of had to force the cough through or something. Oh, that hurt. Whew. I'm over it, though. I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'll be okay. I promise. How y'all feel about maybe some trivia of some kind this evening, or name some of that tunage or something? Got to remember, you are a motherfucker. Where's the thingy? And y'all know who the biggest wimps in sports are right now? I'm gonna put y'all's ass on blast, motherfuckers. I don't care. And you don't want that. What? I got you, Donald. Um, shit, what was I finna say? Oh, the worst. Guys, basketball used to be a physical game. It was part of the game. Not so much anymore. Football used to be a gladiator sport. Let's not lie. Those are the reasons those players legit had an argument about making money, big money. So that was responded to, and these players started getting big money. And then they started bitching football, and we're fixing to head to two-hand touch. And I'm going to tell you something, NFL guys, go watch some rugby first off. Go talk to some old NFL players second off, and third, guys, I know it's rough, but you're going to retire by 35 with generational wealth that your family will never be able to spend. And I mean, to play a game you enjoy. That's not how life is for most people. Let's just be real about that. I believe they should be paid well, but there's got to be a limit. Now, with that said, when baseball started bringing on these mega contracts, now look, I was a baseball player, and I played a lot of ball. You can't tell me that a second baseman in baseball should make the same kind of money that a possession receiver in the NFL makes. What's a possession receiver's job? Fight another alpha male for a ball and then take a lick and then be expected to hang on to it and get hit every time he touches it. What? That second baseman is going to catch a ball and throw it. Don't get me wrong, I love the sport of baseball. But their contracts actually some of the first mega contracts preceded the NFL and NBA, and NBA and NFL both went, look at this shit, dude, you damn right. And it's got out of hand. And here's why I say that. Some of y'all have heard me making this argument all week. It's been on my mind. Early in baseball's rise to popularity and as America's pastime or whatever, and one of the reasons I know this is because when they built the new baseball field at my old school, they did the same thing to save time, and then it was a minute before they got around to fixing it. But a lot of those fields back then, that was just how they were made. That's why it was called the diamond. It wasn't just the infield. The whole field, diamond. That was before they rounded off the outfield. What I'm getting to, Babe Ruth, the first recognized home run king. He's about 100 pounds overweight, would walk to the plate with a cigar in his mouth, horrendous alcoholic. And those fields where they were cornered like that, some of them were in excess of 520 plus. So this old, unathletic, unhealthy, fat alcoholic stroked them 520 day in, day out, baby. And you got to take 37 vitamin and muscle supplements and steroids and all that kind of shit to hit 325. Gentlemen. See, when the people get out of the, it's like everything else in media now. A lot of fans are caught in this bubble. Like, I get the argument where you just don't know what they sacrifice for the. Yes, I do, and I agree they should be compensated. I do. But again, for the NFL, that's not even the top 50 most dangerous jobs, or maybe even top 100 most dangerous jobs in the country or world. And most of those jobs make about $30,000 a year, and they do it every day of their life for the rest of their life. These guys, they can take some damage, and they're done at 35, and will make more money than everyone in my county will make in their lifetime. They'll make it in 1 year. Do I think they should be compensated? Yes, I do. But everybody now, especially, that it's the thing. It's the fad. It's the fucking, I got to be the highest paid wide receiver. I got to be the highest paid. Everybody's out to be the next highest paid whatever. They've got to understand that eventually that will come to an end. There's going to be a ceiling. Because every year that goes up, the NFL is giving them a lot of compensation. The best thing the NFL is doing every year is giving them extra cap room, which means the NFL itself made more money, which means the teams made more money, and which means they're going to allow them, in the interest of equal, to spend more money. The problem with that is, man, as players' salaries go up, everything around it goes up. And then the price of everything goes up. And it gets harder and harder and harder for average guys like me and you to catch a game. These days, it ain't even got to be live. Some folk, not everybody can afford the fucking $400 NFL package. You know what I'm saying? They're about to make it to where only a certain economic group of people is going to be able to watch it, and they're not going to make any money. It has to stop. At some point, it has to stop. Hey, what's up, KV? KV, those two guys, what made them both successful, neither one of them were athletic. Neither one of them had these intangibles that were believed were going to be anything, but they were smart and they had will. And, compared to any other quarterback you might put in the top 10 list, I mean, Montana, aloha, KV, Montana was notoriously one of the most athletic, but so was Tom Brady. But Tom Brady did something very similar to Jordan. He worked. Now, of course, so did Montana. And, of course, this on football, hey, all you blue chippers fixing to think you're going in the first round and you got it, let me tell you something. You need to look at the average lifespan of a first rounder. You'd be surprised. The average lifespan of a third rounder is lower sometimes, but not necessarily a second or a fifth rounder. The difference between talent levels in a first round player and an undrafted player these days is like this. And a lot of the guys that know it, they rely on it. And that guy that may be right there under him goes to work. You know how many undrafteds and 6th and 7th rounders actually own the NFL right now? Guys, y'all at the top, work. Quit bitching. Quit worrying about your image. Quit demanding that much more money unless you're going to show me something, motherfucker. It is pouring rain all of a sudden. Because let me tell you something, guys. I want you to think about this. This is something, all right. What is mid-tier QB money in the NFL right now? A season. I'm going to say around 30 million because some QBs and players are almost up to 70, well, 60 now. But your league minimum is a couple mil. So I'm going to call around in there 30 million. Let me tell you something. I'm old. I used to play ball. I had injuries. I've had sicknesses. I've had injuries. I've had accidents. I've had injuries. I'm broke down, dude, in ways that's not funny. But NFL guys, let me tell y'all something. I hope one of y'all sees this. I almost hope this goes viral because I'll prove it to you. You give me $30 million and you hand me a ball and say, score touchdowns, don't let anybody stop you. And for the next 5 years, we're going to give you $30 million a year, and then you can retire. I don't care what linebacker you think you are. I don't care what safety you think you are or lineman. Dude, if I know I can retire in 5 more years and all I got to do is put that ball in the end zone and go through you to do it, y'all didn't get the memo. Y'all didn't get the memo. Because I can get back in the gym and everything just like everybody else. But you know what the difference is? You're spoiled and you feel like that's owed you. Not only could I set my family up for the rest of their lives, as hard as I've worked for the past decades of my life to take care of everyone, I could stop and watch everyone else be able to enjoy themselves just once, and I would be able to stop and watch and enjoy them enjoying themselves. For $30 million a year, dude, I'll hit you so goddamn hard your ancestors will feel it. If you're going to ask for that money, don't be pussies. Don't be pussies. And I tell you what, any of you NFLers out there want to make an example of me in some way, put $30 million on the line to sign the dots and watch. I've heard players it's signed in their career 2 $100 million contracts. Talk about struggling to feed their family. Motherfucker, that's on you. Again, somebody gives me $30 million a year for 5 years, they ain't nothing stopping me, dude. Those pile-ups where there's a fumble and everybody's diving in there, yeah, I'm gnawing somebody's foot off. He's one less motherfucker I got to worry about. They won't see me, man. Quick. Kid, I wouldn't do that. But I'm telling you, you wouldn't stop me. Of course, at this stage of my life, I might not even make a whole season. I would try before shit broke down, but fuck. Even if I got one season, that'd be even better. I guarantee you. You paid me $30 million right now in the NFL, and you gave me a full season to get myself back in what I call Daniel shape, wrath shape. Give me $30 million and tell me I got to score X amount of touchdowns. Done. Now, I'm going to retire a lot of linebackers and safeties. And I don't say that because I'm a badass. I don't say that because of any of that kind of badassery. I mean, I was an athlete. I've done martial arts. That doesn't make me a badass. It's not any of that. What you call a struggle would set them little girls in there for the rest of their lives. Little girls, they're both pretty much adults now. And as a father, I can sit back and go, you damn right I'm killing linebackers. Hit me, motherfucker. I dare you. Hit me head up. Drop your helmet. Lower the boom. Come on. You might blast me this time. Guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to get up and I'm going to run that bitch again. And I'm going to run that bitch again. And I promise you, I can keep getting up before you don't get tired. I'm going to tire you out, dude. And it's going to start hurting you. And I will continue to get up. Now, after all that's said and done, I may have an awful life afterwards. At that point, they're all taken care of. I'm still happy. Let's go. The fuck's wrong with me now, y'all? Y'all let me know when y'all some dark shit. I got anger, issues, and anxiety. I'm a loose cannon, I go Bruce Banner. I'm a masochistic personality. KV, it's funny you mentioned Montana. It's hard to argue with Brady's Super Bowl record. And see, a lot of people think Eli shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, considering that he is 2-0 against Brady in the Super Bowl, for me that's enough. Because how many did that motherfucker go to and win? However, before Brady got that high up, and hey, look, Brady's not unbeatable. I'm a Saints fan. What really pissed us off about the year we got screwed out of the Super Bowl? Brady, Breeze, head-to-head career, Breeze is up like 14-2. Breeze got Brady. Brady's not unstoppable. But Montana was a product. He kept being told he couldn't. I mean, he was, back at that time, Notre Dame was putting out a lot of NFL talent, and he came in and he was a good leader, but even the scouts, man, was all over his athletic ability. And he came in with that chip, and and plus Montana was humbled after the fact. A lot of people can't get to their peak until they hit a certain level and then get their ass whooped then come back. And that kind of happened for Montana. He came in, shocked the world. Whether he got swole up with it or the organization got swole up with it, whether then they struggled a bit. And it came down to motherfuckers saying, okay, I've had enough. I've had enough. And, I mean, as opposed to, say, Dan Marino. For a long time, I said Joe Montana was the best quarterback ever. And before Brady, the argument was you had Marino, Elway, and Montana. I'll take Montana all day, every day. He didn't have as big an arm as Marino or Elway, but he had better touch and timing. And I'm going to hurt some. Starbuck was a good quarterback, dude. He was a tough one, too. Marino, and I'm not saying that Marino was not a good quarterback, but Marino had a luxury unseen by most quarterbacks in history. Marino did have an absolute rocket launcher for an arm. Not the strongest arm. I mean, you got to get Jeff George and Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, I know. Ha, ha, ha. Motherfucker could throw a football, though. Brett Favre. There's a lot of names you get in there for the strongest arms ever. There's some strong arms in the NFL right now, too. But, Trent Dilfer. That's funny. That's funny. But Marino had a rocket launcher of an arm. And look, now, this is how you know it's getting crazy. In the NFL, in Marino's day, there was maybe 2 people in the league that was running 4.4s every year. Now, for your wide receivers, especially, and many of your running backs, that's kind of become the standard. If they can't run a 4.4, and you're starting to see 4.3s, and the 4.2s are starting to get, you know what I'm saying? Well, in a time when the NFL didn't have that many that possessed that speed, Marino had a rocket arm with 2 receivers that were running 4.2s out of college. Marcus Dupree, and the other guy's name escapes me. So, with that said, there was a lot of times, and I'm not saying that he couldn't make accurate throws or anything like that, but they leaned on it a lot, man. And why the fuck not? Send that 4.2 motherfucker to the races. There ain't nobody else in the NFL at that time running that. And tell damn gun, just turn it fucking loose. Throw it in the end zone on the other end and let him run, go get it. And they would. Now, I'm not taking away from Marino's. Again, I'm not saying he wasn't a great quarterback. But a lot of cannon arm quarterbacks struggle more with their touch passes and timing up close. There's very few that was able to do both. Marino was pretty good at the intermediate, but his strength was he had a cannon and he had 2 motherfuckers that were fast enough to go get it. What's up, John? I'm starting to get just enough where I'm going to have to put on my glasses so I can read. Might as well go ahead and do that now. Nope. Did anybody say anything about darts? If you did, I missed it. I'll throw darts. Watch, try to do a reaction tonight if I can get around to it. Of course, by the time I get to it now, I'll be so toasty they might not want it. They might not want it. He did. Now I'm not taking away his ability to put it at that spot, but on a lot of deep routes, depending on what's going on underneath, there's a spot. And you almost want to put it where the only motherfucker that's going to get it is your fast motherfucker. The corners ain't got a prayer. You know what I mean? The deep ball is an art form. I'm not saying it's easy. It is its own. It requires a certain amount of timing too. You should know when to put the ball in there. And really, you should early. Now, Marino did do one thing that I didn't like. And I'm not going to say it was dirty, but there was this one season he had gone so many snaps and he was about to break the record for the most consistent. I'm not consistent. The most amount of snaps without a sack. And his O-line got a little mad at him about this. That's about the time the Isotona commercials started, and it really started being sweet with them. Interesting story about those Isotona commercials. You ought to find out how his lineman actually got in those. That was his idea. Folks were getting ill. But he put some balls in the other team's hands that probably was unnecessary. I mean, sometimes there are situations. They always say throw the ball away or blah, blah, blah. But there are some situations that taking the sack is the lesser of two evils. And he wanted that record. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Dude, I'm not hating on him. But I think the problem was the season that this happened, it was the ones that wound up being picks. Like, a lot of people don't understand my argument on Jameis Winston. He's got an amazing arm talent. His problem is he trusts it too much sometimes. And it's not that he throws a lot of interceptions. It's when he throws them. Like, he'll throw them early in the game, and a team will get way behind, and Jameis will come back on fire, give you hope, put you 2 touchdowns up. And then in the last 5 minutes of the game, throw 2 pick sixes that kills you. It's not always about the numbers. People rely on stats way too much. Way too much. Stats don't always tell the story. Hey, Donald, I agree with you. And I got somebody that I put over all 3 of them. Oh, and by the way, Donald, hold on, where's my picture? Where's my powder? Where did I set the picture? I'll find it in a minute. I'll get to the point though. It was just sitting right there, I thought. But apparently I moved it. I was going to show you the picture of me and my brother Drake. Drake grew up in Greenville, Mississippi. You going to take 3 guesses at when he was a kid who he played basketball with on the court behind the house? Oh, it wasn't like really a court, but in their little cul-de-sac area, there was one little basketball goal out there, and he used to go out and play basketball with Jerry Rice. They were kids, you know what I'm saying? But Jerry, another one that wasn't necessarily remarkably athletically gifted. Didn't run the fastest, didn't cut the sharpest, but was an amazing route runner and had some of the stickiest hands you've ever seen, and was smart. He knew how to get open. And that was one of the things that was so beautiful about him and Montana, was that rapport. You know, Drew Brees could do this, Tom Brady could do this, Peyton Manning can do this. A lot of the great quarterbacks could do this. You form this rapport. It's one thing when you throw to a spot. There are certain players for I would say every quarterback in the league should have at least one of these guys, and not everyone does. That no matter what happens, whether that receiver's jammed and has to break off his route, whether the quarterback's pressured and has to roll out, they just got that vibe. He knows if that dude's not on his route, he's probably there. And Montana and Rice had that vibe. Montana, during any snap, probably could have closed his eyes and he knew exactly where Rice was going to be. I mean, without even having to think about it. But the other receiver I was going to talk about that gets a lot of it's only because he didn't make a lot of noise. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, great possession receiver. I will never take that from him. But see, isn't it great that Jocelyn's not here when you talk football? I miss my wife. I'd rather have her here. What's up, man? What? And you. But see, Esom, we're not talking about network quarterback challenges. It's not just about individual play. One thing all three of those players have in common, even Marino, maybe not as much. And you can say Peyton Manning, you can say a lot of players. Roger Staubach, I mentioned him earlier. And the first one that makes me think of this quality, believe it or not, is Terry Bradshaw. Those people, because of his mind and heart and the way he connected to them, those people believed in him. Michael Jordan had this quality. Wayne Gretzky had this quality. Larry Bird had this quality. Those players all had this. Players they would play. You ever hear about players that raise the level of the players around them? Brady is on that list. Now, Brady is not, to me, physically, as a single one-on-one entity, maybe not the best thrower of the football ever. He's not the best a lot of his other things ever. But it's not always just about him. Now, one thing I will say, other than Moss, Belichick wasn't known for spending a lot of money on receivers. Moss was the first. I mean, if you're Brady and you just get told you get Randy Moss, he's like, fucking finally, hell yeah, we went to fuck some shit up now, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what, there's this, being a Saints guy, the Manning family is big down here. I've met the Mannings, all of them, man, and they are good folks. They really are. They catch a lot of shit that they don't deserve. A lot of these guys don't want to argue with me now on sports and these forums and stuff. Maybe I should do a podcast about sports and bring some of these fuckers on here and let's argue. But, the wide receiver, I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'm getting on a stream of conscious. Speaking of the wide receiver, the one I was going to talk about was Breeze receiver Marcus Colston, which is someone he had that rapport with. His career actually was very similar to Calvin Johnson's with less years played, and he never spoke. Quiet. The quiet storm, they called it. But because he wasn't flamboyant, he outperformed Ocho Cinco. There was a couple of years he outperformed Moss. He outperformed Calvin Johnson. I think he played about 8 years, and he just quietly went away. He just showed up. Ask Drew Brees about Marcus Colston, man. Who? Yes. That, though, let me tell you something. That was a perfect, that shouldn't have happened. You ever watch documentaries about that team? That shouldn't have happened. They were all ego players. I mean, even the coach, Johnson. It's part of why he brought him there. Eggman, Emmett. And lightning struck. Here's what happened. But I'm not taking anything away from them, man. To me, Emmett still, I would take Emmett over just about any back today. And Herschel Walker, fucking Walter Payton, Jim Brown. Guys, what do you think about this? Jim Brown was a wrecking machine. Imagine him being born in the day like now, where they have made a science of conditioning and strength and all that kind of shit. Could you imagine what Brown would be now? Anyway, the special I was talking about was about Archie Manning, and he went to the Saints, and a lot of people thought people still argue with me how bad he sucked, and I'm like, you don't understand, man. When the Saints began, he was the only thing they had on that team that could do anything. They might as well make that motherfucker punt too. But Joe Montana talked about him, and he said, look, guys, I got 4 rings in San Francisco. He said, had Archie Manning gone out there, he'd have 5. Archie was an incredible player that got to, it was during when the Saints were first an expansion team, and they had nothing, dude. They had no money. They had no players. They handed Archie some dudes out of the back 40 that still had some teeth, and said, here you go. All right, man, have a good one, Danny. Barry fucking Sanders, you are 100%. Dude, I don't know if anybody was the perfect mix of elusive, and I'm a Saints fan, and I mean, Kamara's great, and there are things he can do that no one can do. And if you ever watch his training in the off season, you'll know why. He does some ignorant shit to do what he does. But Barry was this perfect mix of being able to cut on a dime. I mean, cut a motherfucker right in his shoes. Had vision to already know where he needed to go, so he's ahead of you. Patience, could accelerate like the best of them, and was strong enough to hit you like a fucking truck. Barry was this just perfect. I mean, Jim wasn't as fast, and Jim Brown didn't, let's be honest. Jim Brown didn't do a lot of juking. Jim Brown ran you the fuck over. Stop him if you can. I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't, but that wasn't Jim's game. Look, man, the Saints had a running back that would have been in this competition, this conversation. His name was Dalton Hilliard. He was 21. And that dude was sick. Sick, dude. But about his 4th season, just when people were starting to talk about him, because New Orleans is in a small market. That's another reason nobody knew who Marcus Colston was. When the league was first starting to go, man, who is this dude? His knees got absolutely destroyed. Now, see, still mad at Bush. John. Or who said that? Donald. And I'll tell you why. He ruined the most storybook, what could have been the most storybook season in the history of the NFL. Sean Payton comes to New Orleans, reborn after Katrina. Year 1, should have went to the Super Bowl. Was starting to outpace Chicago, and Chicago had no answer. Now, back then, Chicago still had a defense, and they were a proud defense. Reggie took one to the house. Great. He turned around and taunted that defense on his way into the end zone. Saints didn't score again. And it got ugly. You don't taunt one of the most historically stubborn defenses in their house in a championship game. I think if he'd have quietly run in there, the momentum was still with them. But he pissed them off. And if you want to go back and watch that game, look at it like the next 6 times Reggie Bush ran the ball. Did you say, hey, and don't get me wrong, I love Reggie Bush. You should watch an interview with Reggie and Drew talking about Reggie's first reception in the NFL. they'd be funny talking together. Reggie's like, you hung me out to dry, man. He goes, yeah, but it did this. So on the next play, they bit, and, you know, we hit a 35-yarder as a touchdown. Now, I remember somebody said Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner is one of the ultimate never should have beens, yet willed it to happen. Now, the Saints retired pretty much Kurt Warner. And that was during the year that they said everything was the bounty gate. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. I will change everyone's mind on that because there's a lot of shit about that a lot of people don't know. And it was real easy to cast blame. But I know that they were one of 32 teams that would have been doing it. They were just the ones that got fucked with because there was footage of other teams actually doing it. And you know why they wound up getting Tagliabue to adjudicate the final appeals? Because it was going to the Supreme Court, and they said, if you have no evidence, don't waste our time. NFL stepped down. That's all I'm going to say about that. They asked Brett Favre what they thought about the hits the Saints give him. He said, did you see what my linebackers are trying to do to Drew Brees? Anyway, now, it was a legal hit, and it has since, I believe, been eliminated in the NFL. And I can see why. But Kurt threw an interception, and he was coming back after the ball, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Benny Thompson. Separated that motherfucker from his soul for a few seconds. That was a hit. It was legal, but it was a hit. I mean, and that was one of those years that was like, it was kind of believed if Kurt got to the Super Bowl and won, he'd retire. And if he didn't, well, we'll see. And yeah, Benny Thompson put the fucking fear of God on him. Yeah, it's good. He you know, he wasn't that blue chipper. Kurt came in and fucking now, being a Saints fan, I remember the heyday of our offense. There was a time when nothing could touch our offense. But man, the greatest show on turf, revitalized Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner. Oh man, wait, did somebody say Torrey Holt earlier? I'm gonna tell you something about Torrey Holt. Did I see that name earlier, or did that just manifest in my head because I wanted it to, because I thought about it? A lot of people don't give him the credit he had. I know as a player, every time he came to New Orleans, it didn't matter what team he came with, he would hurt us. But now, and he does commentary and analysis like on the NFL channel and shit, you can't watch him talk because his fingers are all fucking broke different directions. Brian Baldinger, they finally got the memo. He talks with his hands. He's been an analyst, you know, on, I think it's NFL channel for years. And that motherfucker, his pinky from right here goes this way. And I'm like, dude, you've got to have enough money now to fix that. Please fix that. But he'll be talking, and that motherfucker be hanging all jank sideways. And what's funny now is they don't show his hands when he talks. And that's because it probably unnerves some people. But Torrey Holt, and you know why his fingers are like that? Because he sacrificed them for the greater good of the game. He didn't bitch and piss and moan and demand an extra $10 million because of it. That's what you make and what you already make to do, brother. Look at Cam Newton. See, this is what I'm talking about too. Cam Newton. I've heard a lot of players come to his defense over running from a fumble that could have possibly won him a Super Bowl. That's a business decision. He wants to be alive, or he wants to be okay to play next year. Why do you play football, brother? It's not just the money. It's the Super Bowl. Not everyone's like a Brady or a Montana, a lot of stuff that get 4 rings. A lot of people never sniff a fucking Super Bowl. And it's a fluke. There's a lot of luck involved too. because very often the team that you think is the best team in football isn't always who wins. Same with basketball or any other sport for that matter. It's who gets hot at the right time, who gets tough at the right time, who believes at the right time. You know what's a kick in the gut? Old school Buffalo, Jim Kelly Buffalo. Make it to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and lose the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. That's got to be that's got to hurt. Because again, Marino didn't get a Super Bowl, man. A lot of good players never sniff a Super Bowl. That's one of the biggest privileges, and it's what you should work for. I don't care how much you're getting paid. If that's not the number one thing in your docket, then you should go somewhere else. Because this dude behind you that's going to work hard because he wants that trophy. Of course, now, actually, a lot of people have been bitching about the refs in football controlling the pros and shit, and I believe it. But I'm going to tell you what, it's been happening in college for a while too, and it's been happening kind of under the radar up until this last season. All of a sudden, people want to take a look-see. And I'm not hating, Mitchell, if you see this, but it's been about 3 years ago now, Oklahoma played Tulane, and at the time, Oklahoma was ranked very high, 1 or 2. And I don't care what the final score says, Tulane beat them. Now, the last 4 minutes of the game, all these phantom flags. I mean, yeah, those y'all, I think it's from 3 years ago, possibly 4. Go watch Oklahoma, Tulane, and tell me that's been the most obvious. I mean, if you're trying to make the argument that refs can control games, that's the game to play it. Now, I'm not hating on Oklahoma. It's not like I think Oklahoma had anything to do with it. But now college football is just as much about money. I used to like college football because it was still about pride and want to, and now it's all money. And looping it back around, that's what makes the enduring quarterbacks the greatest. It's not their physical attributes. It's not anything. It's imposing that will and manifesting all these things that have to happen, not only for you to get back to a Super Bowl, but managing everything. You got to get through the bad calls, the interceptions you throw. I mean, everything. And it requires these people around you got to believe in you to make those things happen. And, there's a lot of players that stepped in that role. But like I said, for me, Montana, I have to agree with KV. When I defend Brady on this, there was somebody in there almost like they had a chip on Brady. Brady is in that conversation. I don't think he's the best quarterback in football because he has that many Super Bowls. I still believe Montana, and it was all up here. I think if Montana had fucking, let's say, Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or any of these athletic quarterbacks, if Montana had that too, how many Super Bowls that motherfucker won? The best quarterbacks, and this is how I judge quarterbacks. Dude, whether you believe Peyton Manning is in the list for the great quarterbacks or not, let me tell you what he did. The reason he left Indianapolis is because he had a neck injury, and they had to do this surgery. When he went to Denver, he couldn't feel his hands. He had no feeling in his hands. Couldn't feel them at all. Yet he still, now he had a lot of, I agree, and he'll tell you too, that second one he had a lot of help from the defense, a very good defense. But Peyton, who was almost unable to throw, managed to make the throws that count. And you know why he's able to win games? Breeze, Brady, Montana, Warner. And it's why these athletic quarterbacks sometimes don't accomplish what they should. They're very reactive. They count on the fact that they can move to get them out of trouble. When you make them become a 3-step quarterback, it's not they can't make those throws. It's not what they're used to doing, and it throws their timing off. I mean, there's a couple of quarterbacks coming up in this draft that I see it. I mean, there was a time as a quarterback you knew you were going to have to take a hit. There ain't no getting out of it. You finna get lit the fuck up. Now, it's up to you to make that count. But Peyton and some of these guys had you beat before the snap. They didn't have to react. They didn't have to dig themselves out of a hole. They already knew what you were going to do. Like, I don't know about Brady and how they run their offense, or Montana or any of these other guys, but with Sean Payton and Drew Brees, Sean would give Brees a bank of about 6 plays out of this one formation. Brees would get to the line and judge, and then when he would start his new cadence, it would be, oh God, watch an interview with Drew on their huddle of what he says to them. It required everybody on that team really to be smart. But so when he came to the line, surveyed the defense, and he starts all the little signals he's doing, he's letting everybody know which one of those 6 that they're doing. And they're able to do that because they're already ahead of you. The greatest quarterbacks are always the ones that beat you before the snap. Because, legs won't always help you. You want my honest opinion, guys? That's why, I hate to tell you this, if you're a Baltimore fan, Lamar Jackson is an incredible quarterback. He can't quite get over that hump. It's because the one thing in his game he hasn't sharpened yet, he takes the position of quarterback post-snap. Counts on his amazing arm or his legs to get him out of trouble and everything like that. And it's not that he doesn't study defenses, but again, the guys with all the rings, because a lot of teams look great during the whole year, and they get in the playoffs, and let's be real, defense wins championships. There's a reason people say that. It's not a joke. So you face more elite defenses. Like, it's even with these quarterbacks that they're drafting these days. It's funny to see all these guys year in, year out get drafted. He's generational talent. 3 years later, he's not even in the league anymore. And there's some undrafted guy that's done won him a Super Bowl. The greats beat you before the snap. The greats will always beat you before the snap. It doesn't matter what your physical gifts are. If you can't beat a team before the snap when you need to, I mean, I'm not, yeah, right, John, I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. But, like, for example, if I was Baltimore, and as far as execution of it and the system of mnemonics to understand it and process it all, if I was Baltimore, I would pay Drew Brees whatever he asks for to be the quarterback coach in Baltimore. To be honest with you, I'm surprised he has not gotten offers yet from a lot of people. Drew was undersized. They didn't think he had the arm strength. He was also kind of not the most athletic guy. But he was also a baseball and a tennis. He won the Junior Wimbledon. A lot of people don't know that about Drew. And beat Andy Reddick to do it. But he was smart, man, and his preparation was top-notch. And he could read a fucking defense. And you know what's sick about Drew? It's gotten to be a joke when these people interview him now. They'll ask about a random play in a random game from 30 seasons ago, And he'll still now know what the play was, what he saw at the line to change it to whatever, how it turned out, what the play before it was, and the play after it was. I don't know. I mean, I will say this. Probably one of the sharpest minds that's ever been in football is Drew Brees. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Drew Brees fan. He wows me all the time doing this shit. I'm like, dude, I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I mean, Now, see, I feel bad. Did anybody ask for darts? Did we ever get darts? And I just fucking run my mouth and throw them. I feel bad. We need some darts. Need some something. I need to shut up about football. That's not the wrong one. Actually, funny enough, it's one of those I do enjoy when we can when she's not in here. Now that she don't always do them with me, when she's not in here, we do get the opportunity for those of us that are football heads or wrestling heads or shit like that to get it out. Night, man. Sleep well. Well, he's still getting started, Eason. Allen is about a year into his prime. Now, his window is now, for sure. But, and I'm not sure what has been missing for him yet. His defense has let him down at key moments. He's at times made some boo-boos at some key moments. Now, Allen's usually pretty good at getting that back. I can't think of many times in his so far in his career that say Allen throws a pick, he doesn't just about come right back and throw a touchdown. All right, man, John, come back and see us. I think he's a more complete quarterback than Jackson. And guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, there's a quarterback we have as a backup right now, Rattler. And there's something I see in him, people think I'm crazy, that I see in Mahomes. And that's, John, you're welcome anytime, man. Come on in. Take your boots off to the spell. Thank you for coming. That means something to us. There are certain throws that Mahomes makes that are sick throws, strong throws, on the money throws, tight window throws, from off his back foot and awkward angle throws where it's just of the wrist. It's like there's no wind. It just kind of looks like it just, yeah. Rattler, for us right now, has that kind of throwing talent. Now, he's got to put this together with a lot of different things. Can he be a leader? Can he, shine in the big moments? But I've seen that kid make some ignorant throws that were just and I'm like, man, you get that. See, I would. Everybody wants us to draft. There's only one quarterback I would draft this year, and it's not who everybody else thinks. I should probably keep it to myself. But on our team, I think I'd say anybody, I would pay anything for Drew Brees to be a fucking quarterback. Oh no, come on in, Laura. I've been trying to get off this for a minute. Give us something to talk about. I'll play you some Ram. We'll take a shot and a hit. How do you feel about donkeys and rubber chickens? Discuss. Let's see. Oh, I think I was looking for. Laura, you want the old? I always play kind of power as you roll in, but would you like maybe his newer one? What you feel like? I got some fire in the booth. Oh, is that the new one? Do you want me to react to it? Who's their singer now? I don't even remember. I can react to it. Shit, I hadn't heard it yet. Wait, is that one of the new ones or an older one? When you say Judgment Day, my brain kind of goes askew because I think wrestling, because there's a Judgment Day there, and I won't get on wrestling either. Oh, the new one. Okay, I'll check it out. I don't know that I've listened to the. I mean, is this their new guy, or is this just a guy doing it with them for this one? Oh shit! If I'm gonna do a reaction, I'm gonna pour a shot. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna unfold my knees because they're old. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. All right. Shot. Oh God, come on. There we go. I thought dude left. Why can't I pull his fucking name up? Or maybe I'm thinking another band. Okay. All right. I know that dude left them. And then that dude. Well, then who am I thinking about? I don't know. We're going to do it anyway. I just didn't want to misspeak. All right, so that's ready. I'm going to put a little quick fresh up on this load. And I'm going to go take a urination and we're going to kick this pig. But in the meantime, there we go. And I'm sorry, y'all will have to penalize me for leaving the screen uncovered, but again, Jocelyn's not feeling well tonight, so I don't have her to entertain you while I'm gone. So I will leave her in to entertain you for a second. Ooh. Oh God, my knees.
Come on, it's good to be here, Charlie. I'm on search for brighter days. Skies are always grey in places we come from. Yeah. And come what will, come what may, I found a way to face those things that I run from. Yeah. So just the other day, I was back with the lads fighting the booth. It popped up on my Instagram, opened DM, it said, boy, come on, bring the gang. So we came through. Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up, he said he want me in the booth. The only time I'm in the booth is doing Charlie in the loop. I hit the homie back and I said, how can I refuse? And now it's love. Sick boy sounded so smooth with the boom bap shit. Monkey to gorilla, the King Kong from the drums like Jay Dilla when the throat gets slit. Freddy cut scissor, click, click, empty the clip, reload trigger, boom. I fell out of the womb, riding broomstick broom, so the snitch gets gripped like the Quidditch snitch do. Ever sick, boy, sicker than who? Salvador, Dali paint, a fire in that. A loose screw with a few million views. Playing shoe, bloody smooth cause it's not you. Visit movie from the knee down to your shoe. Like Kung Fu, Chun-Li, big sonic boom. A combo at the you can. Shoot Hadouken like Ryu and Ken. Ember by Sen, Fablanca, blank stand. Akuma with the pen. Force of Gukan. Is it ran? Does it bang like scan? When adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse the soul, repent. Lord, forgive my sins. How in heaven sent. World, top of the world, wide web earth. Over the top, I drop it, rocking, bobbing, dropping, hooks his birth. Mother reverse, rubbing a hearse. And top of the level, it's time for the words. Wait, fuck doing double time shit. Let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spice the Red. I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm up digger. Smoking 8 with my mate when it's 8 p.m. Yeah, I ate like an 8, I'm an 8 eating. Flip the 8 on this side like Infinity Stone. Finna be the baddest rapper around the name of Eno. Affinity for masculinity, so Sylvester Stallone. Smoke a half, out of Rocky, flip okay, it's KO. If you know, you know. I got soldier flow. That's rewind. Let me speed that up. Let me Kurt Cobain.
All right, let me pull all the necessary sheet up. I need these. Okay. I shouldn't have done it that way. I almost broke them. Get these bitches one in. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just fake it until I make it. How about that? Okay. Okay, I gotta do this first. I'm gonna do this. Now I gotta get over here. That's fine. And I gotta remember too. I somehow bumped. Well, I don't know about bump. I know what it was. The last time I set our sound, I kind of set it with Jocelyn in mind, and I put the microphone over here, and it kind of bounced out. That last one, it was still set that way, and I had the microphone right here, and I'm like way too loud. It's all right. I'm trying to get this microphone in a particular place. All right. Oh, this one's a year ago. Okay.
Beat.
Hold on. I'm gonna use this commercial to do a quick sound chop. Make sure that shit's lining up how it should. Because I made some adjustments and hoped. Look, I can understand how a lot of people don't vibe necessarily with the tonality of his voice. If it wasn't for a lot of other factors, I might not would either. But musically speaking, I know what it takes to pull off some of the effects that he does. And it's the damn camera making everything look sideways. And when he does serious songs, emotionally connect. And I mean, it's, you know what I mean? I mean, if it wasn't a combination of other things involved in him, his voice alone might not have been the first thing. I might not have realized how good of a musician he actually is. I mean, he's got a great voice. But it's really his ability to, like I said, I whether I like something or I don't, I can respect what went into it. And I know it goes into some of the things he does. And whereas, I don't know, man, he just puts that smile on my face. And sometimes that's more of what it's about than anything. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and transition this over. And like my wife, man, my wife don't like Cornell. Chris Cornell, I mean, I'm like, that's kind of sacrilegious, ain't it? I mean, girl, you call yourself a rocker? What's up? All right. Testes.
The tax deadline with experts by your
How's the
side.
sound to my
File with
vocal
unlimited
mix
tax
doing
help.
there?
Plus, get a final review at
Gee,
no
friends.
extra charge.
Testes. Testiculars. All right. I don't know if I've heard this one. I would think a year, because I'm a Death Punch fan. I would think from a year ago I would have, but I don't know that I have. I don't listen to a lot. Actually, funny enough, still, this channel is once again got me to listen to music, but I still, when I do get to listen to this stuff, most of the time it's still the stuff that comes up in here, so I sometimes miss things. All right, we're good. All right, then we're gonna do the spark and shot real quick, and then I'm gonna kick a something. Sparky. Ouch. Shotty. Oh, I got my fingers in the way. Oh. That's it. Hit me again, Ike. And this time put some stank on it. I like it. Dude, there's a certain dialect of Irish, and I got Irish and Scottish in me, but kind of like the Cockney accent for the Brits can be a little grating. Even among Irish, there's I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's from a certain area of Ireland. Like, have you ever watched Snatch with Brad Pitt? Can't understand a fucking word he says. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it bugs the shit out of me. All right. Five Finger Death Punch, Judgment Day. I tell you what, Laura. If I love this one, I'll tell him you told me to listen. And if I hate it, oh no, we'll tell him somebody did it, but not you. Oh shit, I gotta start. Oh, I gotta do the spiel. I need to move that out my fucking way is what I need to do. That's gonna cause an issue. Yeah, that's that accent, and I'm Irish, man, and that gets on my damn nerves. All right. Now he's just doing it on purpose. What's up, everybody? What's up, Swole Patrol? Welcome to Swole Reactions. My name is Daniel. Wait, it is Saturday, so I believe it's Daniel. Tonight ought to be fun for me. I've done a little bit of everything, but rock is where my for crying out loud. And I'm a huge fan of Five Finger Death Punch, and I'm not sure how I missed this one. And it was brought up to me by a very good friend. That that we should do this one, or I should. The lovely wife is not with us tonight. She's under the weather. Love my woman. She'll probably dig this too. But this is Five Finger Death Punch. This is Judgment Day. And it's someone recommended this, so I'm going to hit it. And I love rock. So this should be in my wheelhouse. Don't suck, guys. I'll tell you if you do. And Groot will kick you for disappointing the wrath. I'm kidding. At the end of this, if you like what I do, you can like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, that's fine too, man. Not for everybody. That's okay. Have a good weekend anyway. So here we go. Five Finger Death Punch, Judgment Day. Haha, truth. Facts, actually. There's so many things I could say just off of this. I could rant for 30 minutes. Okay. I'll back that up just a little bit. Those of you out there that like to crucify reactors for being self-indulgent, I don't fucking care. Because that's not the groove, especially rock groove, that I was expecting. So for a split second, my ear went, hey, what? Ooh. And it wasn't long before I was making stank face, cornbread face, whatever you want to call it, man. And that's, oh, dude. The intro always, I'd say you got to have a good intro. There's nothing flashy. There's no spinning rims on that. It's just groove and ass, man. That's, Swole.
You gotta watch for the shot, beware the ricochet. Dance, dance, motherfucker, till the fat bitch sings. Getting one for the chamber, two for good health. Know a little about evil and a lot about hell. Playing ring around the daisies with a shotgun shell. If you're gonna take a life, better keep it to yourself. Seems every time I think there's just a little bit of hope, someone comes out swinging with a dead man's robe. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Damned if I will, damned if I won't. Doomed if I try, doomed if I fail. Damn you all to hell. I'm no angel, I'm no savior, and I've never been a saint. Well, I know I'm not the devil, 'cause I still can feel the pain. I walked through fire and the brimstone, and there were no pearly gates. I'll be sure to ask about it on my final judgment day. Judgment day.
Ooh, God. Hold on. Am I going the right way? First off, again, he hit me again. I wasn't expecting it. His voice there, those of y'all that watch this channel know there's a particular artist that we like to bump to when we're in a particular mood. And that was kind of sick. And then, for a second I was like, is it? And then, he went some different places. I was like, oh, okay, it is. It is. Sure. Yeah, right. When did you start being able to do that? And guys, this groove, oh God, this groove that everything else is happening on, I'm talking in the bass and the drums, is fucking Swole. It's more of a simmer more than a rage, and it's fucking sexy. I don't give a fuck what y'all say, man. This might go on. I mean, musically speaking, I know this is some serious shit they're talking about. That's not lost on me. But just musically, that groove, man, is filthy. And that does it for me. You know what I'm saying? That does it for me. That's good, man. And dude's killing me with that voice.
Two tears in a bucket, one down the drain. Dance, dance, motherfucker, till the war drums play. I know a little about death, a lot about pain. I ain't ever seen a storm that don't end in rain. Gotta pay the Pied Piper, every dog will have his day. I don't stress the mess, 'cause it's all so cliche. You can run around in circles, but it always ends the same. You'll be swinging from the end of a dead man's chain. Doomed if I do, doomed if I don't. Doomed if I will, doomed if I won't. Damned if I try, damned if I fail. God damn you all! I'm no angel, I'm no savior, and I've never
See, I forgot. I'm paying that compliment. I got lost in it. Forgot I was supposed to be doing anything. That's fat, dude. That's fat. That's fat. And you know the whole I'm not an angel. I'm not a saint. You know, none of us are. We're not. But those that care will do the right thing when it matters. This made me think, some of this video has been making me think of the fact I've said in our Discord and I've said here, I try not to get too deep into politics and stuff because we all got something to say about that. We try to come here and decompress from all that stuff. But I'm starting to be one of those people that almost would buy into a purge. You ever see the movie Purge? Now, I can't speak for what's going on. There was a particular person, a particular kind of person I would target and would feel no remorse over it. I hate to say that. But, it, you know, if I was to expound upon that, you might understand. Maybe you would or would not feel the same. Lord knows I'm a sinner, man. I have done things for the good of others that I knew was probably going to damn me, but might save them or at least help them. Man, this hits on so many different personal levels, and that's fucking Swole, man. That's intense. This could be about the phone book. Artwork is killer too.
Watch for the shot. Watch for the shot. Watch for the
shot. In that moment, I would have died if someone said Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry, I had to stop it just for that. But no, this artwork hasn't been lost on me either. And many of you know I'm a old comic book nerd, and man, some of that artwork's outstanding.
Never been a saint. Well, I know I'm not the devil, 'cause I still can feel the pain. Walk through fire and through brimstone, and there were no pearly gates.
This made me remember something.
Be sure to ask about it on my final judgment day. In my final resting place, when I finally found my grace, I'll be sure to ask about it on my final judgment day. Judgment day. My final judgment day. Final judgment day.
Yes. Yes.
My final judgment day.
Finish him.
Calling all units A211 at 675 Main. Backup needed. Officers are on scene. Code 3 response.
7825, code 6, 105 North Avenue, 52. Call again. Call back again. Tell us to come in on response. 600 on response.
Transport on its way.
for all of us, believe it or not. Wow, man, that strong content, lyrically strong message, swole ass fucking right, musically, and intelligent musically. As I was listening to this, and they were coming through that last outro, and I'm listening to this vocal line, and first off, none of this is intricate. I mean, to bring down the veil of good music, nothing they're doing is inherently hard or tricky, but put together a certain way, you display your musicianship a different way. Not everything's about how fast you can pick notes. That is an absolutely captivating groove, man. It made me, oh man, I love that, and it hit the right way. I'm trying to see, my brain's wanting to spit out this certain, and like I said, the message, notwithstanding, center. I mean, I'm not a saint or whatever, but an overall message I take from that, and I thought about this. They're close to the end. Oh, what I was getting to is, musically speaking, that being good. When they ended that, when the music stopped and it was just the vocals on top, that gave me chills up and down my back, because that's what I'd have done. That's exactly what I'd have done. And the song, the music, whether it had vocals on it or not, the fact that it had vocals on it was even better. It told a story, and the video with kind of the comic art and the other stuff also told me a story, and it made me think of something. This Judgment Day thing, ultimately, whether you believe in a higher power or not, the universe, you will be weighed, measured. Do you know what I mean? Whether you want to call it, being a sinner and heading a certain way, karma, whatever. I believe certain people's going to get theirs one way or another. You feel me? Because the universe demands balance. Regardless of who put that rule in check, whether it's Big Bang or whether it was God. I personally believe in God. Whoever started that emotion, man, there's the one thing that does not change, regardless of what you think about it or what I think about it. There's going to be balance. And Newton, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Some of the things detailed in this, I would gladly be, if it made me a bad guy, I'd be a villain in that story to take out that villain. You know what I mean? What I was getting to is, I think it was my grandpa once told me something, and it came to me in the end of the song. I see it as a meme on Facebook, and it's become it's become as trite as everything else. And I hate that, because there is a certain truth to it. Before the world gets any better, a lot of good people might have to resort to doing some bad things. And the people that have to do that will feel that on their own soul forever. But the next generation won't. Great song. I can get the hell out of here. This song got me thinking about too many different things, man. But ultimately, that's the name of the game here is Swole, and that's as swole as it gets. I love that. Thanks, Laura. And Swole Patrol, man, if I have to take one more... Okay. That was awesome. I shouldn't let it get me talking like that. How long was that? 38 minutes? I don't need that long reactions. I don't have Jocelyn here to shut me up. Oh. All right, I'll live with that. Ooh, it's biting just a little. Usually I try to keep it lighthearted on a Saturday, Donald. I mean, I Am a Rock Guy. I like that one, and that was a particularly serious one, but I'm not hating it. It was a good song, and I do like that band, and I trust Laura's judgment, and I would play that on stage in a heartbeat. as a rock guy. But it depends on how dark, man. Are we gonna be peeling people's skin? And what's the tone too? Because like Tech Nine, Am I a Psycho? His peeling somebody's skin and say somebody else's could feel different. I'm just fucking with you, man. What now? Horseshoe Gang outro. Are you wanting a reaction for this or just me to play it? I got you, Donald. Now, I don't mind Dart, man. Donald, if you look in our playlist, we have our fuck tunes list. We're not particularly bright people, bro. Ah, really? I tell you what, I'll pull it up, whether I react to it officially or not. I'll pull it up. We'll all watch it. What's up, Damien? Because you say instrumental, that makes me curious. Curiosity. Now, let me read it again. Horseshoe Gang outro. He's that eat, pal. Wow, this is an older one.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, Tracy from Lilies of Charleston will watch 60 contestants eat 60 hot.
Let's see. Ah, there we go. Oh yeah, I gotta do this. Oh. All right. Transition. Splatter. Give. It was, Damien. I liked it. It was I'm used to them carrying a certain chug. And the reason I really like that band is a lot of times the singer carries that same chug. That was a different feel from them. Still very rock, but it was a different feel. But it still somehow carried that, even though it had maybe some people might even call a little more of a hip hop influence on it than rock, it still somehow maintained that chug. And I'm one of those rockers that likes chug and knows what that means. Hold on, y'all give me just a second. I gotta ask the wifey something really quick. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean if that takes so long. I was going to ask her something. I looked out there, and I told y'all a little earlier. She's a little under the weather. She's actually she's laying down right now, looking pretty rough. You can tell she's feeling rough. So I had to make sure the wifey was taken care of. Now, sound off. Who's still here? Who's still with us for this one? Since you wanted to hear it, I'm gonna play it. We'll all check it out. Why not? Wait. I actually might know this. Them little voices in the background get in your head. What's up, Two Wheels?
If you ain't heard shit about us, you better learn shit about us. Women in general get the trembling the minute. The feeling is feeling adrenaline is when I kill them like If you don't know about the shoes, you better go check the views. Murderous verses making you niggas nervous on purpose. You niggas getting served like a purpose. You never heard of my herd? Oh, word? Neither will you hear a word from my herd when we lurking. To be filthy, I'ma do dirt, that's for certain. And won't find a job, no 9 to 5 working. Just had it to her for the purse, put the work in. Keep my hands clean like an emergency surgeon. Yeah, one of a kind truly. Giving sight to the eyes of those who blind to me. If a nigga not feeling my rhymes, that's fine to me. I've had veterans see me and recite my lines to me. So I don't give a fuck if one person on a post hating. I don't give a fuck if everybody with a post hating. I'ma keep spitting just as long as my heart is pulsating. And give it to everybody, my version of donating. The flow's blazing, even hot enough to rotating. In the beat, I'ma for sure rape it till my throat taking. Until I get an ovation from the whole nation. Until the day the globe station to stop rotating. Really, I'm confused and a bit amused that you niggas never mention shoes in your interviews. I'm starting to think that it's because we the sickest crew.
Hold on. Just a second. Okay. I gotta shift gear for a second. I'm gonna try to catch it. There we go. Hold on. I gotta take this off for a minute.
Pandora, iHeart, check Spotify or Amazon with quite hard. Go to iTunes or Worldstar for type bar. Check that pip, the mixtapes of 5-star. Women and gentlemen get the triple in a minute. The villain is in this bitch, just K-E-double-N-Y. Fuck with him, why? Fuck it then. You ain't heard shit about us. You better learn shit about us.
Sorry, I had to do something for the wife real quick. All right, KV. Hey, pet the doggies for me. Yes, after this, I'm gonna have to up the mood, dude. It's been a rough week, you know, and I'm trying not. This will start gonna start putting that edge on, man, and nobody needs that from me right now. All right. Did anybody? Banger. Of course you said that. I meant to actually call you out for that in the middle of the reaction. I forgot. Oh, God, y'all. Like, let me give you a reason music like this right now is dangerous for me. Someone, not too long before I got to my mother's last night, tried to get in the house on my mama. Tried to break in on my mama. And the thing is, we got a pretty good idea who it is. And I'm not glad. If you happen to catch this dude. But mama is, little, messed her up a little bit. And I also do, with my mother and her current situation, have to wonder, not that that's not a possibility due to some circumstances and stories I can't tell right now. But if it is who we think it is, the threat is real for a reason that actually has nothing to do with my mother, but has my attention all the same. And I have seen where people have been trying to get into the house. And I know, like I said again, we got a pretty good idea. It's not random, and not the first time. So, I know where that person is. And the thing is, this person's done things like this their whole life and somehow keep getting away with it and getting out of jail, and here we are. It's going to stop. It's going to stop. Will be the end of it. If it has to be the end of me. It's going to stop. So yeah, too much of this kind of shit, dude. I'm already struggling to not be there right now, burning the place down with dude in it. So I've had that going on. No leaky pipe under the house. Sick wife. There's some really atrocious things, really, actually, these last few days. Like I said, these last few days in the last 24 hours have been particularly, no one would probably fault me if I did walk up on a couple people right now and what did I say about the purge? This one in particular, funny thing is, I've talked to some law enforcement folks about him. And it may not be, maybe somebody else, but that person is in our area now, and he's been known in this area for a very long time, and has tried calling her and all kinds of shit, wanting to come by. So, and has tried to get in before. And with, considering this guy's history, and I'm telling you, some of these things are bad. You would marvel at why this dude's not rotting in prison if I told you some of the shit he's done. And let's just say if that dude stopped breathing, because law enforcement knows who he is, there probably wouldn't be a lot of questions asked. Now, I grew up knowing who this dude was myself. And up until a certain point, would have never hated him, but I don't care who you are. In case you catch this, that's my mama. You heard? Let me get in a better mood, man. I'm finna fuck it up. Anyway, I've had some intense shit going on the past little while. I mean, we all got struggles, dude. I get it. But it's like the volume got turned up real hot past day or two, right? And those of y'all that have heard me talk about the kind of human being I used to be before I met my wife, I'm as cartoonish and stupid as it sounds. I'm really working hard to not go do something stupid. To, you know what I mean? Because this kind of person, it's not lost on me that I'm sure he snipped this place out at some point now. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows who I am too. Oh God, y'all. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. It says I've got 4 people in here. I'm gonna say Donald, KV, maybe Cash, Two Wheels. All right. Again, like, okay. This is gonna sound like a fucking bad redneck novel, but my father and this dude grew up together, and when this guy, he got into drugs real bad, you know, and when he started making these kind of decisions, for as big of a asshat as my dad was, even he put distance between him and the other guy. And for some reason, and that hurt him, and it became a thing, especially later down the road when he really became what we know. And for some reason, he always blamed that on my mother. Well, with that said, he had been out of the area for a very long time, and during this time, this was right before I started going on the road full-time as a musician. I was just coming out of my college career. I was kind of biding some time, doing a couple things, and was fixing to launch. And my folks, for those of you that either didn't know or, well, not just my folks, me too, I grew up on a small horse ranch. It kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, it's family land. It used to be farms, and my mother loved horses, and all of a sudden, it's a crazy story how it happened. Not important. But we had, like, you know, horse ranch, right? So my folks are going to the Dixie Nationals with 2 of our colts, which they mopped up at the year before, and people were like, who are these 2 little podunk motherfuckers in this rusted ass horse trailer rolling up in here taking Dixie Nationals, right? So they've gone to Dixie Nationals, and it has been heard that he was in the area at the time, so they had me come down and house sit. I said, fine, no problem with that. Came down, I actually called up a couple motherfuckers I hadn't seen in a while, and everything, and I heard a little something outside. Now see, the thing is, at this time, Mama had dogs and shit. That if it was anybody else, this is one part of the mystique of this guy. But apparently dogs love him. They won't bark at him. I mean, most won't. Now, Moxie in here, she probably will. Anything that moves that's not one of us gets it. But, of course, our dogs were always smart back then, too. I mean, they knew who that was. Now, I don't know. It's hard to describe. Anyway, Rebel didn't bark. And I knew something was out there, and my first instinct was like, oh, it's him. And I had a 12 gauge, right, and a pistol. And I walked over to the window, and what I heard, there's a spot in our yard where the cars are parked and shit. Based off what I heard, it was around in that area. When I parted those blinds, that's, whether it was him or whether it was somebody else, that's about where I was expecting them to be. And when I got way up on the window and parted the blinds, that motherfucker was right there on the other side of that glass. He was trying to look in. And you want to talk about make your butthole pucker and fart? It's not that I'm scared of this dude, but that just, it startled the fuck out of me. I mean, that was almost like one of those horror movie moments, and that's one of those times that I really go back and laugh at myself. I mean, I'm sure it did him too, because by the time I hit the door, well, after I covered my soul, which was up up on the ceiling, and I got to the door and shit, I mean, he was gone. So, I mean, it obviously got his attention as well because he thought nobody was there. But, and see, the thing is, knowing who that is, I mean, I know what I'm in for if that dude does come around. I mean, you know, I'm not afraid of him. There's a healthy fucking respect. I mean, most people should be afraid. And I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of what he can do. But if he comes to this house and these girls, and he needs to leave her alone too. But, you know, like I said, so this is a serious guy. And he's taken everything I've had in the past couple of days on top of everything else that's fallen kind of in this house, you know, in the past couple of days to not fucking remind the world what wrath is. It's like, motherfucker, did y'all forget who the fuck I was? And I even found myself at one point, even before I found out that someone had tried to get back in on my mom. I had a sit down out in my front yard, and I was like, dear Lord, if you're up there, things have been pushing me real hard a lot lately, and I'm not complaining because I'll do it till the day I die to take care of the people I love. But it's the little extra things, and I'm like, right now, whether it's too much or my own psychosis, I was like, if you are testing me, I am probably about to fail. So I've been in a kind of a dark place myself. I mean, not all of it is necessarily even deserved, you know. Oh shit, hold on. Shit. I gotta disconnect. See, that's my mama right there calling me in the middle of the night. Hold on. Man. I'm finna do something stupid. Did I disconnect that? Y'all gonna have to give me a penalty. Everything's alright, by the way. But you can't call me and send me 500 messages. Call me. Emergency. In light of current events. Her satellite's been out tonight. That was a pretty much, you need to get your ass over here and figure out all my satellites not working. I was like, come on, man. I have a plan. I need a shot.
make the whole thing better. We about to blast off to a whole nother level. No, we can't slow down.
There it
Keep
is.
your boots on the pedal, hold your partner real close like when you first met him. This ain't even down low. We tryna cause a scene, set fire to the floor till we hit the sirens. This the kind of beat that's gonna rattle your spine. Go ahead and put your back in it, baby, and let's rock now. Some of y'all can sing, some of y'all can dance. In your overalls or your dirty work pants. You can do this or you can do that, but you can do it all in a straw hat. Now let's get it. You can do it, you can do it all in a straw hat. You can do it, you can do it all in a straw hat. Everybody shaking this country town. 1, 2 in line, boots on the ground. Move your hips and spin around. No alibis, it's going down. Everybody shaking this country town. 1, 2 in line, boots on the ground. Move your hips and spin around. No alibis, it's going down. Now some of y'all can sing, some of y'all can dance. In your overalls or your dirty work pants. You can do this or you can do
that. You can do it all in a straw hat.
now let's get it. You can do it, you can do it all in a straw hat. You can do it, you can do it all in a straw hat. You can do it,
Wow, I just got a bomb of messages all at once. All right, shot. It is shot 30. Woo! And then we got to change the subject. Nope. Well, no one. Diddle-oo. First off, for this sparking shot,
Who are making their own people look worse. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Daniel?
oh, nothing. I've been sitting there fretting about my mom, man, because there's been some shit, happening. I've been trying not to go kill somebody for real, and she just hits me with call me emergency. So I'm like, all right, I'm fixing to have to leave the live stream, arm up, and go fuck somebody up. She's got a lost signal on her satellite right now. I was like, Mama.
You can't do that.
Right. I was like, you can't do that to me, man. I mean, I was sitting here thinking, and what's sick is and we were just talking about some of that in the stream about what was going on with that, and then all of a sudden it starts blowing up on my phone. I'm like, oh God, I was always starting to think, where's my boots? Where's the 40? Where's it's time. Now, I told her what I think she should do, and other than that, I've already fought with the thing earlier tonight. I'm not sure what's her issue. She said she was going to call them, but I mean, the shit that she's going to watch, if it's working, she already has recorded on DVR. She can watch her DVR. So I told her if she couldn't get it, call me. So y'all, if I have to leave and wait over there in my drunken stupor to fix my mother's satellite, forgive me. But right now, I'm going to take a spark and a shot with these folks in here and y'all as well. Laura, that's a good tune. I wasn't expecting that. I had not heard him do that style. I had not heard it, no, it's not a bad thing. I dug the fuck out of it. I just didn't see it coming, which I also like. I was like, that might go on the fuck tunes.
My fucking cigarette dropped and I can't find it.
But now, I'm going. I shall see y'all again shortly, but I'm going back and I'm fixing to reset the mood. I'm going to play some happy shit. Probably going to start with Klaus's song. It's not bait to get you there. I'll be back here in a minute, pretty. I'm just trying to. I'm starting to spiral down, dude. We're gonna get happy. I might play a fucking ukulele and lace my toes together with flowers. And right, that's what's coming. So I'll be back. I have to fuck with them in there too. Why not? Come on now. So I can do what I gotta do. Which I gotta pee. So I'm gonna take yet another fucking penalty. Actually, I'm gonna stay right here and do something real quick, just out of respect.
Money's tight and time is a commodity. A little bad luck and I crossed the line of poverty. My car's dying and debts are compounding. Swimming the line of treading water and drowning. But hey, it's all going to be fine. Put worries out my mind. Always must remind myself the struggle
Wow.
is divine. Society draws lines, but they are not how
I thought I wanted that so bad, but Jesus. That's so sweet.
It's all going to be fine.
I'm gonna have to go fix a drink in a minute. I'll hold off on that urination. I'll make one trip for all of it. Because that's gonna be another penalty. And to add to the fun that I've got going on, I discovered this. And this is what I've got to do in the morning first thing. Before I take my daughter to where I work so she can clean the office, before I go to my other daughter's little stage band thing, before I come home to cut grass, not that I'm bitching, man. These are badges of honor. It means they're taken care of, and that's what matters. But I want you to look at, man. It doesn't look terrible. Now, we were here, and we've been here, God, 15 years now. Now, I've done a lot of plumbing under here, and I'm not sure who did this or when. I didn't do this. I can assure you, I'm not this stupid. But, of course, it looks muddy and shit because it's under a house. But those of you that have ever had to fight with plumbing, look at the connection. If I can get it up there for you. Shit, that light's fucking it up. Let me, first off.
I know you're gonna dig this.
I played that earlier. I want to see. Let's see. Why not? No, I'll do this one instead. No, I won't. I'll do this one instead. Why not? I don't care who don't like it. Okay. Get that back right. Those are not, and I repeat, not. I mean, because of how it is, I'm going to have to cut a whole bunch out in place. It's not really a problem. But I wonder the stupidity of done that, because those are not matching connections. And they kind of just shoved one into another and I guess made it work. Now, how in the world this is not, because I've been under here and replaced a lot of freaking T's and a lot of pipes and shit under this place. And it's never leaked. I never really looked at it. And I'm like, who the fuck did this? Who did this? Oh, fun little fact too. Back this way, I mean, this is a man, oh shit, y'all can't see that. This is a line coming in. This line goes to a faucet outside to hook a hose to. And right there is an electrical outlet. So one time that sprung a leak and it was shooting water straight up in the electrical outlet. I was like, who did this? So what I did, I was at Lowe's today for a minute. And I looked at the picture and I see what they have as far as shark bite adapters and all this other kind of shit, man. Some more PEX pipe, some more PVC, which I had a lot of this stuff at work. We deal with some of the same materials. And I devised a way. It's going to look severe when I start. But when I finish, it's actually going to be a lot simpler than this shit. And should, for whatever reason, it happen again, will not be what this is going to have to be. I'm not a plumber. Everything that I've done under here, I've figured out on my own. I'm not a plumber. I mean, you figure out how to do shit, right? But when this place was put here, you know, it was supposed to be professionals that plumbed it and wired it and all that kind of shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, and two, as many times as I've been under there to fix other shit, you see, we're on well water. We don't get on city water. And the well water, believe me, regardless of what this is going to sound like, is still far and away healthier, but there's a mineral in it. In the right doses is okay for us, but over time, well, it's actually good for us in doses, but over time, it has a particular reaction with brass, and it'll eat. If you got brass fittings anywhere, it'll eat it. So every time a brass fitting has sprung a leak, I've gone back with a shark bite, so I won't have to worry about it. It's not susceptible to that. And I thought to myself, oh, cool. You know, I won't have to worry about it again. And I've done that so many times. I was under this place not too terribly long ago for another one that had the same issue. I mean, I've gotten used to it. It's almost, I can do it in minutes. And I'm like, this has got to be, you know, the last time I should have to get under here. I've done bigger projects, I've done smaller. This one I'm working on right here, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking around. It's like, I should be done under here. Good night, Two Wheels. Thank you for coming and seeing us, girl. Really, we love you to death. Matter F, your goodie boxes to us have not, I mean, we're gaining weight, girl. Stop. I'm going to say it now. As far as running this kind of shit, I actually got an education. The well pump went out first, which was a lot of money, and our tank wound up rusting through, and I had to get a new tank. And the thing is, it supplies 2 households with water, and the only one of the correct size is not the same even kind of setup. So where you have to connect to it and everything is completely different than the old one, and you have to put it that way. So all of a sudden I'm looking at it like, okay, I've got to get from that's the water source in to where? I played some fucking, it's not Tetris. What's the shit where you build roads and shit? I had to run that shit around. And of course, you know, I work at a place called Air Comfort. I mean, it's, I can deal with PVC and shit like that. And, you know, it's in the wheelhouse. I'd rather not swell in any fucking copper or not if I can help it, but I would. But I'm not a plumber, man. I'm just not. And also, what I have to look forward to that's awesome, this is just bonus material. It's fucking moccasin season down here in the sticks, y'all. And it's hot. And up under this trailer, it's cool and wet. Moist. Be like, chill. I'm gonna have to teach Moxie to do it. My old warrior Casper, he would go under the trailer for me, man. Like if I had to do some stuff, I said, get on there and check it for me, buddy. And he'd get on there. Well, it gets tight in some places like this. And if those ever freaking catch leaks, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because I can't get in there. but in some places it's higher. And I've had to get into some questionable spots, and I'm like, if a snake was to roll up in here, there's nowhere I could go quick enough to do any fucking thing about it. So Casper was my man. I'm going to make Moxie do it this time. Luckily for me, this one is actually right. It's right there. And really is not going to be a big deal. In fact, not too far back from this line is our main cutoff. And the way it is positioned, the handle broke off of it. You know, it was very brutal. But it's about this deep too, and it's covered in mud and everything. So it's hard to get to our cutoff. So anytime I have to work on our plumbing, I have to go kill the main, which actually kills my mama's water too. But and I'll be quick. But now as I'm building into this project tomorrow, the ability to, I'm putting a shutoff valve in a different place. I'm gonna put it here. Work just the same, because that's part of the main line coming in. I just kill it right there. And replace the leak. And I shouldn't have to look at that fucker ever again. Now, the problem I have is, remember I said I was under there thinking to myself, I shouldn't have to fuck with this too much more? I started looking, and apparently, whoever was trying to finish that job of the PEX pipe was almost out of pipe on the truck, but they had plenty of fucking fittings. So there's like little scrap pieces on 2 runs under the house that it's like, it's pieces of pipe that long, and then just fittings, couplings. You know, no reason to be there. They were just out of PEX. And I was still thinking, oh Jesus, if those start going out, and then I had an epiphany. Fuck that noise. Because I've had to be under so much, I've bought extra PEX pipe. I'll put a shark bag on that end. I'll put a shark bag on that end. Pop, pop. Ta-da! I'm like, whenever the first one of those goes, I'm going to go ahead and take out the whole fucking line. The whole line. And it'll be a little bit more tedious process, you know. And it's not necessarily difficult, just tedious. But at the end of it, yeah, I want to look at that shit again. People, be careful. Everyone thinks they want to be a homeowner. But everybody's shit on their own home. I mean, make it sound like that, but it comes with responsibility. And nothing sucks like after a hard day and you're getting fucking old, you're getting fucking grumpy, shit's been hitting the fan anyway, and the last thing you want to fucking do is crawl around your face in the muck under a house. You're like, damn it. Again, don't get me wrong, I'd do it every day and twice on Sunday, because if I had to, because, you know. But if it's not necessary, that's cool too. Anybody still here? I think the bounce of the chord, man. The bounce of the chord. Anyone in here that's not in the chord? Something to bounce. Speaking up. All right. I think to hit the outro actually. You're gonna get all your money. Da da ba 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 da. It's one of those nights. Wasn't too terribly of a late night. I'm not too fucked up yet. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I do still have ladies to take care of. So, oh yeah, I gotta go check a satellite dish. But that is okay. Hey, it's nice that Saturday Jocelyn wasn't even here, and a whole bunch of y'all son of bitches came and hung out with me. I am not that cool. I appreciate that, and we appreciate y'all, and you know we love you, and we'll see you next go around. Maybe Jocelyn will be back when she feels better, and man, goddamn.